Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Sauce. Coming off a great Monday night. In fact, the last 3 days have been great for me. I got absolutely crushed on Friday night. I'm sure you saw. I literally sent out an apology message. That's how bad of a night it was. I got reverse swept, lost every bet. But since then, in the last 3 days, I'm up 8.63 units. Top bets tonight went 4-0. The parlay of the day hit. Awesome Monday night. This whole weekend was great. So let's keep that rolling. NBA Tuesday, we got 5 games on the board. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
First up, we got Pacers on the road in Boston. Celtics laying 5.5 points at home, and the total sitting at 242.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we're looking at a 6-point Celtics win. Final score 120-114 Boston. Let's talk injuries. Looks like Indiana's going to have Halliburton back on the floor. He's listed as probable. Same goes for Jalen Smith and Mathurin. So some good news for the Pacers there. Miles Turner's listed as questionable. He missed Sunday's game against the Grizzlies as well. So this would potentially be the second straight game he's missed. On the Boston side, we got a couple of question marks. Kristaps Porzingis and Luke Kornet both listed as questionable. Both sat out of the Pelicans game that just finished a few hours ago. As far as the spot, I'd have to give the edge to Indiana here. They had yesterday off. They've won 3 of their last 4. Boston on a back-to-back. They just played the Pelicans last night, as I said. But the thing is, on the season, the Celtics with 0 days rest, they're 5th in offensive efficiency, 9th in defensive efficiency. They're 6-2 straight up and 6-2 against the spread on 0 days rest. So I guess I'll give the edge to Indiana, but Boston hasn't struggled with back-to-backs this year. Betting trends, we'll start with the Pacers. 12-5-1 against the spread in their last 18. If you've been betting Indiana, you've been making some money. Just 1-3 against the spread in their last 4 on the road, though. 8-1-1 against the spread in their last 10 against the Eastern Conference. On the Boston side, 5-4 against the spread in their last 9. Just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 at home. 9-11 in their last 20 against the spread against the Eastern Conference. In this particular matchup, Indiana's actually played Boston pretty tough. They're 6-3 against the spread in their last 9 games against the Celtics. 3-5 against the spread in their last 8 trips to Boston, though. So let's match these two teams up on the court. We'll start with the Pacers offense against the Celtics defense. And on this side of the ball, it's all Boston. Pacers really struggled to get to the foul line, 29th in free throw rate in the last 10 games. Boston's defense doesn't send anybody to the foul line, so probably not going to be many opportunities as far as free throws here for Indiana. Indiana, as we know, loves to attack the basket. On the season, they're 5th in rim frequency, 9th in efficiency. Plays right into the strength of the Boston defense. They're 3rd and 4th defensively at the basket, so another positive angle for the Celtics defense. Another thing we know about the Pacers offense is they love the fast break. They're 3rd in frequency, 7th in efficiency and transition on the season. But again, Boston, I mean, they're 22nd in frequency, so they do allow a lot of opportunities in the fast break, but they're 1st in efficiency, so they play great defense in transition. Now let's flip it over and talk about the Celtics offense, and they also love to push the tempo and get out in the fast break. 8th in frequency, 11th in efficiency. Pacers defense has been good about limiting fast break opportunities, but they're 30th in defensive efficiency against the fast break, so not a great look for the Pacers there. After that, though, there are some positive angles for the Pacers defense. On the last 10 games, Boston has not been active at all on the offensive glass, just 29th in offensive rebounding rate. Pacers defense 10th. So Pacers might be able to limit the second chance points for the Celtics here. Also, as we know, the Celtics live and die by the 3 ball. 2nd in above the break 3 frequency, 10th in efficiency. They love shooting the ball from out there. Pacers are 1st and 8th in frequency and efficiency defensively against the above the break 3. So it's actually a positive angle for the Pacers defense. What's the main weakness of this Pacers defense? It's protecting the rim. Pacers have allowed the 2nd most field goals made within 8 feet of the basket, but Boston doesn't attack the rim much. In fact, they've attempted the 3rd fewest amount of field goal attempts within 8 feet of the basket, so Boston doesn't really attack the rim. That's where the Pacers are weak. I like the matchup for both defenses here. Now, these teams run an insanely fast pace, so that doesn't mean you should bet the under, but I think the Pacers are live dogs here. Give me Indiana plus 5.5 next game. Lakers on the road in Atlanta to play the Hawks. As of right now, we're looking at Atlanta minus 4.5. The total sitting at 244.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. And according to the model, we're looking at a close Lakers win. Final score 121-120 Lakers. Let's talk injuries. And as I'm recording this, the Lakers haven't released a report for tomorrow. I'm recording this around 1:30 a.m. and the Lakers just finished the game a couple hours ago, so we don't have anything yet. I'm pretty sure they're still going to be without Cam Reddish and Gabe Vincent, though. Other than that, I think they should be at full strength. I mean, they're on a back-to-back. LeBron's listed as probable from what I could see, so we'll have to wait and see on this one. On the Atlanta side, we got a couple question marks here. DeJounte Murray is listed as questionable. He missed their last game against the Raptors as well, so this would potentially be his second straight missed game. Good news for the Hawks. DeAndre Hunter might be back on the court. He hasn't played in over a month, so it would be nice if Atlanta gets him back for this one. As far as the spot, I'd have to give the edge to the Hawks here. Lakers on a back-to-back, like I said, on the season with 0 days rest. The Lakers offense has really struggled, just 26th in offensive efficiency. They're 2-5 straight up and 1-6 against the spread on 0 days rest on the year. Let's talk betting trends. Lakers 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. The over is 6-0 in the last 6 Lakers games, so the over's been cashing for the Lakers. Just 4-8 against the spread in their last 12 on the road, though, and just 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 against the Eastern Conference. But they're playing the Hawks, and whenever we bring up Hawks betting trends, it's pretty much just hilarious. 0-5 against the spread in their last 5. 8-32 against the spread in their last 40 is absolutely crazy. 3-17 against the spread in their last 20 at home. 3-8 against the spread in their last 11 versus the Western Conference. In this particular head-to-head matchup, Hawks are 5-9 against the spread in their last 14 against the Lakers. 4 straight overs. So the Lakers right now have hit 6 straight overs, and 4 straight matchups between the Lakers and the Hawks have gone over. Let's match these two teams up on the court. We'll start with the Lakers offense, and we got some positive angles here. First of all, they should have no problem getting to the foul line. In the last 10 games, they're second in free throw rate. Hawks defense 18th, so Lakers should definitely get some foul shots here. As we know, this Lakers team loves to attack the basket. They live at the rim. They're second in frequency on the season, 5th in efficiency. Hawks defense 28th and 20th. Now, these are numbers on the full season. The Hawks defense hasn't been quite as bad on the interior recently, but still not good. Another angle for the Lakers offense here. They love the fast break. 4th in frequency, 6th in efficiency. The Hawks have been terrible defensively in transition this year, 25th and 27th on the season. The only positive angle I can find for the Hawks defense is the forced turnover rate. On the last 10 games, the Hawks are 6th in forced turnover rate, and the Lakers having some problems protecting the basketball. They're 24th in turnover rate in the last 10, but overall, on paper, the Lakers should have no problem scoring points on the Hawks defense as long as they're able to protect the basketball. On the other side of the ball, it's kind of tough to get a read on the Lakers defense right now. Hawks have been attacking the rim and the paint a lot. They're 6th in short mid-range frequency in the last 10 games. Now, all season, the Lakers have been dominant defensively on the interior, but in the last 10 games, the last 2 or 3 weeks, the Lakers' interior defense just fell off. In the last 10, they're 19th in frequency, 25th in efficiency from that zone. And look at the numbers at the rim. It's the same thing. I mean, Lakers in the last 10 games, 29th in defensive efficiency at the rim. So, I mean, on paper, if you use the numbers in the last 10 games, the Hawks should be able to score on the interior on the Lakers, but we know the Lakers have a great interior defense. We just haven't seen it recently. As far as betting this game, there's no way to pull the trigger right now without knowing who's playing for the Lakers. This line makes me think that one of LeBron James or Anthony Davis is going to sit. Neither has been announced as of yet. If they're both playing, I would hammer Lakers plus 4.5. I'll let you know the final decision on the live show. Hopefully we have an idea by then. As of right now, I'll say Lakers or pass. Next game. Utah Jazz on the road in New York here. Knicks are laying 4, but as I'm recording this, I'm seeing 4.5s pop up. So by the time you're watching this, it might be 4.5. Total sitting at 233.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we're looking at a comfortable Knicks win here. 120-112 final score in favor of the Knicks. Let's talk injuries, and we'll start with the Utah Jazz. Completely healthy. As I'm recording this, there is nobody on the injury report for Utah. On the Knicks side, obviously still missing Julius Randle. He's going to miss another 3 to 4 weeks or so with the dislocated shoulder. OG Anunoby is listed as questionable. He just sat out last night's game against Charlotte, so we'll have to see if he's back. Other than that, the Knicks are good to go, though. As far as the betting spot, I mean, really no lean here. Both of these teams are on back-to-backs. I guess you could say slight edge to the Knicks because they're at home. They didn't have to travel, but the Jazz traveled from Brooklyn to Manhattan. They probably didn't even have to change hotels, so no lean as far as the betting spot here. Betting trends, and we'll start on the Utah side. Jazz are 15-5 against the spread in their last 20 overall, 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 on the road, 11-4 against the spread in their last 15 for the East. So some positive trends here for the Jazz. As we know, they've cooled off a little bit as of late, but as a whole, the last month, the Jazz have been a hot bet. But they're playing the New York Knicks, who might be the hottest team in the NBA right now. 11-3 against the spread in their last 14, 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 at Madison Square Garden, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 against the Western Conference. The Knicks have been good, man. Let's match these two teams up on the court. We'll start with the Jazz offense. As we know, the Jazz live on the interior. In the last 10 games, they're first in frequency, 11th in efficiency inside the paint. Knicks have been arguably the best paint defense in the NBA. They're third and fourth in frequency and efficiency in the last 10. So that's a bad matchup for the Jazz there. And as we just saw in the Brooklyn game, this Jazz offense, especially on the road, when you take away the interior scoring, it looks ugly. So definitely a positive angle for the Knicks defense there. On the other side of the ball, another positive angle for the Knicks offense. They've lived and died by the 3-ball recently. In the last 10 games, they're 6th and above the break 3 frequency, 3rd in corner 3 frequency. As we know, the strength of the Utah defense has been protecting the basket all year. So the Knicks shooting a lot of threes plays right into the weakness. 23rd in efficiency against above the break, 29th in efficiency against the corner 3. So New York definitely should have plenty of opportunities from outside in this one. Another positive angle for the Knicks, as we know, New York likes to get out in transition and run the fast break. They're 10th in frequency, 12th in efficiency on the season. Jazz defense been terrible against the fast break. On the season, they're 30th in frequency. Nobody has allowed fast break opportunities at a higher clip than the Utah Jazz. 14th in efficiency, so they've been okay, about average at defending them, but they allow a lot of fast break opportunities. As far as betting this game, no question on paper, Knicks -4 has to be the play. I mean, it's not even close. It has to be the play, but I'm a little worried. We're going to see this Knicks team come back to earth at some point. I know they've been dominant recently, and I've been loving it. I'm a Knicks fan, but look at their schedule in the last 3 weeks. Washington, Portland, Dallas without Luka Doncic, Memphis, Orlando, Houston, Washington again, Toronto, Brooklyn, Denver at home in Madison Square Garden, where we know the Nuggets are not as good on the road, Miami, Charlotte. I mean, how many playoff teams are on this list here? Look, I'm not trying to take credit away from the Knicks, but this is a really easy stretch of schedule here. And now that Julius Randle's out, I mean, this Knicks team has to come crashing down to earth eventually. Maybe it's this game. I won't take Utah here. I'd only lean Knicks. I didn't bet it yet. Say Knicks -4, Knicks -4.5 or pass. I'll let you know in the live show. Next game. Raps are on the road in Chicago here. Bulls are laying 6 points at home. The total sitting at 225.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. And according to the model, we're looking at a double-digit Bulls win here. Final score 120-108 Chicago. Let's talk injuries. And Toronto's dealing with all kinds of issues right now. We'll start with the good news. Jakob Poeltl might be back on the floor for the Raps, which is huge. He's listed as questionable. He's been out since early January, so over 3 weeks now, and they've really missed him. The Raptors' rebounding numbers have just plummeted without him. After that, though, it's nothing but bad news. RJ Barrett's been ruled out for this one. Manuel Quickley's listed as doubtful. I mean, so even if Poeltl does return, Raps are still really shorthanded in this game. Bulls aren't at full strength either, though. They're going to be missing Zach LaVine. Torrey Craig and Patrick Williams are both still out as well, but I don't have them shown in this graphic. As far as the spot here, really no lean either way. Both these teams are on 1 day's rest. Both had to travel. Chicago flew in from a game at Portland, so no lean either way there. Let's talk betting trends, and we'll start with Toronto. A couple ugly ones here. Just 2-6 against the spread in their last 8. The under is 6-1 in the last 7 Raptors games, so the unders have been hitting for Toronto. 7-4 against the spread in their last 11 on the road, so that's good. But is it really the Raptors have been playing well on the road, or most of their recent games have been at home? It's tough to say. On the Chicago side, let's give some credit. The Bulls look pretty good. They're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5, 10-4 against the spread in their last 14 at home, 3-1 against the spread in their last 4 against the Eastern Conference. As far as this particular head-to-head matchup, Chicago 9-5 against the spread in their last 14 against the Raps. They're also 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games at home in Chicago against the Raps. The under has hit 8 straight times in matchups between the Bulls and Raptors in Chicago. So let's match these two teams up on the court. And we'll start with the Raps offense, and we'll start with the positive angle for the Raps offense. They live in transition. They're 2nd in fast break frequency, 13th in efficiency on the season. Now, they've gone through some different rosters, so we don't exactly know what the new pattern is going to be, especially with the injuries right now. But as a whole, this Toronto team has been a team that wants to run in transition. Bulls defensively, 26th in efficiency against the fast break. They're 3rd in frequency, so they've been good about limiting opponent opportunities in transition, but when they get out on the fast break, the Bulls have had trouble defending it. So that's a positive for the Raptors offense, but After that, there's really not much here for Toronto offensively. They should not get many opportunities as far as second chance points. Just 26 in offensive rebounding rate in the last 10 games. Bulls have been a great defensive rebounding team recently. They're third. Also, this Raptors offense has been attacking the rim a lot since the trade. They're third in shot frequency at the rim in their last 10 games. Bulls have been pretty solid defensively down there. They're 10th and 13th in the last 10. On the other side of the ball, we'll talk about the Bulls offense and more positive angles for Chicago here. Bulls have been attacking the rim a lot more recently. They're 11th in frequency, 10th in efficiency in their last 5. The Raps have been getting absolutely destroyed down low. They need Jakob Poeltl back in the worst way. In the last 5 games, look at the numbers. One of the worst interior defenses in the NBA recently. Toronto's actually been decent against the mid-range shot, and Chicago does shoot the mid-range shot, so that's a positive, but as a whole, there's really not much here for Toronto. As far as betting this game, I don't think there's enough evidence here to take the points with the Raps. I need at least 8 or 9 to consider it. So at 5.5, 6, I'd have to go Bulls. Let's say Chicago minus 5.5. I haven't bet it yet, but you know what? I'll probably bet this before when I finish recording. So give me Chicago minus 5.5. I see a couple 5.5s open. Next game. Phillies on the road in Golden State. As of right now, Warriors are laying 4.5 points at home, and the total sitting at 235.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, Sixers are winning outright, 120-116 Sixers, but model doesn't know who is or isn't playing. As far as injuries go on the Philly side, as of right now, we really don't know. As I'm recording this, they haven't released anything for tomorrow yet. I'm recording this, it's 1:52 a.m. now. They just had a game last night. I'm going to assume Melton and Covington are still out. I'm putting Embiid and Maxey as questionable. They both sat out the Portland game last night. We really don't know what's going on here. On the Golden State side, things are pretty much the same. Chris Paul is out. Gary Payton Jr. is still out. Good news is Moses Moody might be back. He's been out since early January, so Golden State might be getting a piece off the bench back. As far as the spot, edge definitely goes to Golden State. 76ers, as we know, on a back-to-back. Maxey and Embiid are rested, though, so if they both play, that's obviously a factor. They didn't play last night. Sixers on the season just 3-5 against the spread with 0 days rest. Let's talk betting trends. On the Philly side, just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5, 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 on the road, so those are pretty ugly. But they have played well against the Western Conference. They're 10-5 against the spread against the West. Kind of a mixed bag on the Golden State side. 3-2-1 against the spread in the last 6, so that's not bad. The over is 10-2 in the last 12 Warriors games, so the over's been cashing in Golden State games. After that, though, 1-4-1 against the spread in their last 6 at home. That's ugly. 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 versus the East, though. That's solid. In this particular matchup, Golden State has gotten the better of Philly. Sixers are 3-5 against the spread in their last 8 versus the Warriors. They're also 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 trips to Golden State. As far as betting this game, I'm definitely skipping it for now. I mean, I need to know who's playing for Philly before I place a bet. I guess I would be leaning towards Golden State, but this is a pass for now. If you want my top bets for all sports parlays of the day, or you want to join the Discord, head over to KyleKirms.com. The information's right there on the homepage. Let's keep this little hot streak going. 3 straight days have been really kind to me. Would love for that to continue. Remember to bet responsibly. Let's have a real nice Tuesday night. I'll see you at 4 p.m. on the live show. We're going to do college basketball and NBA mixed, so we'd love to see you in the comments if you can make it. Let's have a good one. Talk to you later.